total quantity based on the two different sources. So then we try to reduce the redundancy by combine all our data here. So then we use which component to combine the data? So we use union OR. So combine them into one single place, and then you can do the calculations easier. Instead of you just do the task on the source number one and you do the same with the source number two. Okay, so we use union OR. Okay, so then we will move the flow from the two cells to the union OR. And in the union OR, you can see we have the input 1 from data source number 1, input 2 from data source number 2, and here is the union attributes or columns. So let's say we leave them as a default, and we leave them okay. Now this component will contain all the data from the two files. Okay, so now we want to aggregate the data. We aggregate the data because we have no idea about the data quality in the data source. So let's say you open the data source, the file, let's say okay, here. Because they are file. So then maybe we have no idea if the data has duplicate or not. Right? So then if you calculate total, so if they are duplicate, then our number will be wrong. So a good way to avoid the error, so then I will close this one. So then we need to aggregate the data before we do the calculations. And we can use the aggregate component here. So this aggregate we try to group all the columns. So let's say if I have those columns from the two sources, right? And then we need to group by seller ID, product ID, and territory ID. In case if there are any duplicates, then you can have the total correct. So we group by those IDs, and based on the order quantity, so if there are any duplicates, so then we perform the sum. Right? So if we have another row with the cell and header ID, the new ID, product ID, and territory ID, and then we just plus that amount. Then we sum, and with the unit price, we will not sum, because unit price is the price per unit. Since the sum is wrong, then you have to change it to average, or mean, or max. Okay, so then you now can change the column name, like here the output is order quantity, so maybe I change it to total because we perform a sum. So I can perform it like total quantity. Okay. So now the data is ready, it's clean to do the calculation. Oh, what's the calculation we need? Oh, before doing that, then let's spend some minutes to repair this fix. Then we have now